we'll see. Let me go to YouTube. What am I looking for? All right, people on the stream, y'all should be able to hear me and see me clearly. Hopefully. People on YouTube, can y'all hear and see me clearly? Let me know in the chat, please. If y'all can hear and see me clearly. Actually, I can hear myself now, so we good. All right, perfect. Well, let's get this show on the road, ladies and gents. So we're gonna go over a few things. We're gonna go over a couple trades that we was looking at last week, and then we'll also go over what we're looking for this upcoming week. So let's talk about first. Let's talk about our US 30 trade that we were in last Friday that I put inside of the Telegram chat that all of y'all should have took advantage of because it was a clean setup. NAS was really the cleanest, but US 30 gave a clean setup as well, and both of those played out. So even y'all can see like my alert, the TP2 hit when the market opened up with this gap, and then TP3 is almost hit, and then it's crossing an all-time high on US 30. So we'll just start with US 30 just because we already on it. But overall, last week we were in this area here. We had this little breaker structure level, and I said if price, I mentioned that if price broke above this green dotted line here, retested, we would come up to this green dotted line right here. This is what I mean by like focusing on the right now money and just being able to see and understand your structure. Because this literally did exactly what we talked about on our stream, where we talked about that break and retest and literally came right up to that area for 250 points. That was definitely a very solid move that y'all could have took advantage of. And then we had a deeper retracement, but price still never failed to take out these lows here. So we maintain those lows, and then we got to push up. So the move that we caught on Friday as a collective that we talked about inside the Telegram chat was price breaking above this previous level of resistance that had got broken. Here, price broke, impulse, corrected, and then gave us a continuation to the upside. So real solid move. And then unfortunately, because like I was talking about on Friday, that I was looking for price to get us back to 1,000, because y'all know, like if y'all been following, we had some extreme drawdown on the account, and then we had and hold on, matter of fact, let me put this in the Telegram chat because I know they be waiting on it for me. So we was waiting on price, but price was kind of slow poking all day on US 30 and kind of finally got to push during the few like ending hours of Friday. However, we just had we didn't have enough volume for price to push us to our take profit levels. So I closed early. Literally, I closed like a minute before the market closed, and I wish I would have held on to it, because when the market opened up, I closed the position here after being like 100 some pips in profit, got the account to like 700, I think it's $780. And then we had this huge gap. But had we got this, if I would have held it over the weekend, we would have probably been at like 1200 almost with that huge gap, right? So with that being said, though, we're not gonna focus too much on what could have been last week. Let's talk about what we're looking for on this week. So started from the top, you can see US 30, just like the alert had said, We are now sitting at all-time highs, so we're sitting at this main level of resistance. Now the thing is that we kind of got to watch it, because the story here is every time that price kind of came to this area here, it dropped, and it's a potential possibility we could see a drop from here, but I think we'll continue to push up just a little bit higher before we actually get that drop, but we'll see. The weekly, the candle closed bullish, closed above that previous candle, so that's a good sign. Daily candle, it closed bullish but didn't close above, but this opened quite bullish as well. And then you can see the daily is clearly forming higher low points all throughout this area, so that gives us confidence that we're going to continue to form higher highs and higher lows all through our price. Now going down to H4. H4 is similar. It's kind of was in this little flag pattern here. We had that little flag, and then we kind of broke out of that flag, retested, and then we've been getting that continuation. So that's been beautiful. And then H1, pretty much the same thing. So I could turn back the annotations. So based off of that, this little minor fib right here, we hit negative 27, but off of our H4 fib, we haven't quite hit it yet. So we got this point A to point B, price retraced to 23.6. Overall targets on negative 20, US 30 is here. So let me put this overall targets, major structure, and that is 42.70-70-ish area. 45.770-ish. And then let's make that a little smaller. Boom. And then let's mark off this high point here that we had. So now currently where we are at on US 30, since we had this gap, I would love for this gap to be filled before we continue, right? That's what I would like to see. Now, how are we gonna get it? I don't know, but we'll see. So let's make this a little bit bigger. Boom. So if we pay attention to our structure though, we can see that we had like this low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So bare minimum, I would like for see the price come back to this area and then retest. So like boom, and then give us a buy. So let's just type that out. Look for price to fill gap, and then continuation to the upside. That is what I'll be overall looking for. So if I gave y'all a ghost pattern, it'll be something like, let me try to find a nice one. Something like this, because I don't know if it's gonna be like quick to fill that gap. But watch price here. Like this is a good area to watch price, and then carry it to the negative 61.8. That's your first take profit. Well, really this first black line right here is the take profit, and even if we get from there, that's 200 points. So set alert. I'll just actually set the alert right here myself, but watch price here. Blueprint students, you already know what the retest confirmations are, but for everybody else, just look for y'all confirmations in the area. And that's pretty much what I have on US 30. It pretty much looks real clean. Y'all know I don't really be trading US 30 like that, but since we've been in the grind challenge and if gold don't give my setup, I'd trade US30, but US30 been looking smooth. So that looks real clean. I definitely like that setup a lot. And then if all else fails, you know, we always prepare for both sides. So if this takes out this low, breaks, retest, then we will look for sales underneath there. So that will be my thought process on US30, but overall, I definitely like the buys. So hopefully we can get that pullback so I can catch them buys again, and that'll be easy bag on US30. Anybody got any questions about that on US30? I feel like that one's real clean, real self-explanatory. All right, cool. Let's move on to NAS. Where were we at last week? We were here last week on NAS. And we had this little fib here with this ascending and descending channel. I was looking for price to come back into this area, bare minimum, and then potentially buy with this little arrow, or the next alternative was that we was going to pull down to this negative 27 and then give us our continuation. But you can see that this fib kind of got invalidated when it took out these highs here, and then kind of gave an impulse push up. So let me go ahead and erase that. We don't need that anymore. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this or this or this. All right, so let's take a look where we at now on NASDAQ. Start from the top. NASDAQ definitely been printing all-time highs, been bullish every week for the last couple weeks, daily. Same thing, NAS just been on a pump. H4, it's still giving us that like ascending channel. It's just like, damn, when is this thing gonna finish? And then now that this kind of form more structure, I'm gonna remove this like such. I like that one better. And then this hit negative 61.8 already, so I can get rid of that fib. And then this was a 23.6, and then made a new high, so we can adjust that. All right, 50%. All right, perfect. So based off of where we at, we can see that we took out these highs with a brand new impulse. So y'all know the market moves in 3 phases: impulse, correction, continuation. So when we took out these highs here, that was the market giving us a brand new impulse, letting us know that it wants to go up. The correction will confirm that, and then we'll be looking for a continuation. So somebody said, what if the setup happens before tomorrow? Then it just happens before tomorrow. I mean, it's no timetable on, you know, like when it's going to happen. I don't control the market, unfortunately. I wish I did, because that would be great, but I don't. So I don't know when it's gonna happen, but if it happened before tomorrow, then get in before tomorrow. But if not, then get in tomorrow. But all right, so here, as y'all can see, like my green dots are illustrating that this is my 4-hour highs and my lows. If y'all asking what those are, that's just definitive highs and definitive low points. Coming down to H1, we can draw this little trend line right here to get a little closer to price. And then same concept, we got a gap. So let's put that in there. Boom. And let's just make this a template real quick. All right, so I will be looking for price to pull back, fill the gap. Then continue buying to negative 27. TP. Overall, though, I would ideally like to come back here, but if we only come back to this high, then we can't really do nothing about it. But I would like to see something like this happen, and then go up and hit that negative 27 TP. Pretty self-explanatory. So when you think about, structure, the market is in an uptrend, forming higher highs and higher lows, all the way up into the point where structure gets broken here. So if this structure, this low point does not get broken, you can expect the market to continue to make new highs throughout price. So since NASDAQ has clearly been forming definitive highs and definitive lows, as such, we can expect the market to continue to push up unless we take out this low right here and break underneath and sell off. So we're going to continue to buy until the market tells us otherwise. So pretty simple concept, especially if you understand structure. But does anybody have any questions about NAS? Because NAS looks pretty clean as well. Nothing too complicated about this uptrend. And then nobody got any questions about that. So let's go and look at gold. See, now gold is a little bit different than US 30 and NAS. US 30 and NAS has literally been an uptrend and it's clean as heck. Gold, on the other hand, has been in a series of consolidation, like such. So it's a little bit, I would say, a little bit more challenging to know what's about to happen next. Even though you never really know, but it's a little bit, I would say, a little bit more difficult to decipher what's happening next. But let's take a look at this little downtrend here that we have that got broken and is now getting retested. Damn, hold on, let's go back to where we was at first before we do that. Last week we were here. Oh yeah, let's talk about this shit. So look, I remember this because this would effed my week up to start last week with the grind challenge. So look, this last week we was here, right? And we was on the call and we talked about gold wasn't super clear right now because it was a like this little trend line here, and then we had took out this low. So it was like, damn, will this make a new low or will it continue to make new highs? But the most important thing that I said was that we had this little lower high point right here, and I literally drew this out as such. I said if we break above this lower high, retest this, we will buy up. And look what the frick happened, chat. We literally had the easiest break and retest. Entry signals all there, and I was not awake to take this trade. And when I tell y'all, I usually be up at this time because I be up with my daughter. But the one time that I told her mom that I was about to take a nap before I watched her, this time gold took off without me. And it was like, damn, I just missed out on this because like this shit pumped. It wasn't like I just missed out on 50 pips. This shit pumped for 800 pips, bro. And it's like, damn. And then there was no real other like entry that I liked from here. So like this whole little push, I'm just watching gold go up all Monday, and it's like, damn, no real like retest. And then so I missed out on that. That messed up the week. And then once this little structure broke here, I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna just catch the pullback because I was looking for this to break, retest, and pull back into the zones that we broke, which was like here. I'm like, all right, we can sell this down here, catch the buy, and I mean sell it down here to catch the buys to go up to this negative 61 point. But we never got the pullback. So we took the sales here, was up like 60 pips at night, went to sleep, woke up, stop loss pretty much got hit. So like I want everybody to like go back and watch the grind challenge, because it's just been a lot of like unfortunate shit been happening inside of this challenge where it really shouldn't have been. Like, we should be up like 15 racks right now in this challenge, but like little stuff like this where this didn't give the pullback like I thought it was, and me missing this trade here, going to sleep, it's like, damn, like I said, we could have been up crazy. And then we caught this sale though. We did catch this sale here because we had the trend line breaking retest. All of y'all should have caught this because we talked about it inside of the Telegram chat. Actually, I think it was this trend line here that I drew. We all caught this together. This was the big ass drop that gold had, but I closed it here, negative 61.8, and I didn't think it was going to fall to the mother freaking Niagara Falls, so I didn't hold it, but it happens, right? And then the next trade that I took was seeing that we broke this lower high, impulse corrected. I was looking for this to give us a continuation back up to these lows to sell from this area here and then sell it off again. But just like how it fucked me over the first time, down in this area here, the sell didn't play out. This time the buy didn't play out, so it was flipped, and it was like, damn. But that's the only reason. And then we hit stop loss. It was like, damn, we lost that trade. So like, when you really go back and evaluate it, I wouldn't even call these bad losses, because half of the time we was either in profit on the trade and then it just reversed. And like, y'all know me, I'm not one of them 20 pip ass traders. I don't do that little, you know me, I catch moves. Like, you could know if somebody really know how to trade if they know how to catch real moves, not those little baby scalp, little 15, 20 pips y'all be seeing these people do. But when you know how to really catch the move of a trade, that's how you know, like, you know the flow of the market. It's just this week we just had some unfortunate circumstances that didn't allow us to perform and get the best out of the account, right? So with that being said, this week we got to make sure that we are on point with everything, because it's the last week of the challenge, right? So but like I said, I want y'all to go back and study all of this, like all of the videos. Y'all can learn so much from them videos, because like, not only was I marking them up and giving them to y'all live like inside of the Telegram chat, y'all could see it in the videos and like see everything and how it all like played out, so forth and so on. So definitely go back and watch those. And then I know y'all probably wondering, the last vlog that was from Friday, it was supposed to be dropped today, it's gonna be dropped tomorrow. But since it'll be dropped tomorrow, I'll probably include something from today in it. And then I'll show y'all, I'll probably put my wrap in there too. If it I got my car wrapped, so I'll probably put that a part of the vlog as well. That's why it's gonna take a little longer to finish as well. So we'll see. But I'll get that vlog out to y'all for sure. But let me look at the comment section. Can we look at news? Yeah. So news this week, we have for USD job openings on Tuesday. We don't got no news Monday. Consumer confidence on Tuesday as well. We got NFP this week. All right, bet. So we got NFP this week, and then we got GDP on Wednesday. Then we got FOMC. Oh, this is gonna be a fun week, chat. We got FOMC, we got GDP, we got consumer confidence, and we got NFP and unemployment claims. Bro, this is about to be a lit week. And I know for y'all probably wondering like, oh, well, don't trade news. I mean, yeah, to an extent, but to me, news is lit. Like you got some big moves that come with news, and the fact that we here where we at right now on this challenge, I'm looking for all the big moves that we can catch. So I'm all for it. I'm with all this, the BS this week with the news. So bring it on, news. But all right, so let's talk about where we at on gold right now. We are inside of this nasty consolidation on the weekly. You can see all of this wicked exhaustion on the weekly. Even here we had this bearish variation pattern, and then we have not failed to close above this previous bearish weekly candle yet. So that's interesting. Daily bearish variation, interesting as well. But we got, like I said, we got this huge little box of consolidation. So anytime you in consolidation, you gotta be mindful of that, like to be sure, like to trade the highs and the lows of price. So like that's the high of the price, and then like this is kind of like the low of the consolidation. And even like they got little minor areas. It's like middle peaks in here. So like this little area right here is like a stopping point that has been inside this consolidation. And if we break underneath there, we definitely come into this little area right here. But that's how you look at consolidation, especially when you trade in big ranges like that. It's still, more pips that you like, a lot of pips that you can catch on a smaller time frames, to take advantage, right? So that's that on the daily. And then let's take a look at H4. Damn, did my computer freeze? It won't let me click shit. Hold on, chat. My computer doing it again. I don't know why I do this every week. I can't even click. Let's try this. Hold on. Let's try this, chat. All right, there we go. All right. All right, so where was we at? Daily H4. So on the H4, like I mentioned last week, it's two scenarios that like this can do. So you got scenario one, where you have this little structure that looks like such. Break of structure, impulse, correction. You see how this failed to make a new high in relevance to this. So that means that if we draw a fib point A to point B here, this is a 78.6 retrace. Therefore, it could continue to fall. Or if you look at it from this perspective, and this is why gold is kind of a little bit difficult right now, you have this structure where price broke here, impulse, this can be a correction, and then this can be a big continuation. We don't know. Honestly, I don't control the market. I don't know. I'm not the market maker. I just react to price, right? So it's like, shit, which one is it gonna be? Gold. Like, but gold ain't really, damn, what just happened? Gold really ain't doing what gold, like, it ain't really giving it, super clear. So it's like, all right, I don't really know what's next. But I always prepare myself for both, right? So for the sales this week, if we can break underneath this low, like such, then I got a high, I'm very confident that we can get down to here, which is 3,250. But if we continue to do what we look like we're doing now and potentially form a higher low, then I can proceed to see this going and making a new high points. Because in an uptrend, you would think the market is going to continue to form a new high and continuous uptrend as long as it's not breaking its higher lows. And right now we have not broken a higher low yet. So we can have confidence that it can potentially turn around and buy. But we don't know yet, right? Because after this strong drop, we really don't know. But we got some exciting news to go and look at, right? So let's just move that out the way. We don't need that anymore. Don't need this, and we don't need this. So let's mark this off as H1 BOS. Oops. H1, right? So we know that that's a breaker structure if we get that to take out. Now, what I'm looking for is to see if this fib will hold up. And since we in this little downtrend as such, if we break above and retest this zone, we got a nice buy. But if we do not, then we're gonna have a nice sell. Either way, I honestly don't care which way it go. I just know that we react to price, right? So like when you even think about this, this is like kind of giving divergence. Yeah, this is giving divergence on M15. So you got those lows, and then you got these highest points right here. So I'm gonna just set the alert right now. If we break above, look for a retest. And look, sometimes, now excuse what I'm about to type, but sometimes, like, especially for those that don't come from a vocabulary of understanding the stock market and kind of need to be putting things into perspective so that they can understand it. This is what I would type to myself if I was really trying to get a grip of it, right? So break a structure, look for a retest, then buy that. That's what I would put. So just buy it like that. So that's the type of alerts. But like really you got to talk to yourself to really make it make sense. That's why I typed it like that. Because when y'all, like when I was first learning, that's why I'm so good with analogies now, because I had to make it into a perspective where I could understand it. But that's literally what I would do. And that's how I type my alerts. I just talk to myself like how I would talk to myself, right? So, and then that way you kind of eliminates the like the pressure. Like when you talk to yourself as if it's like, oh, this is, it's not, it's not the end of the world. It's not, like a super, like you got to be super smart to do this. And it's like, really, no, you just make it simple on yourself. If it breaks and retest the high, you buy that hoe. Pretty simple, right? But all right, so overall, that's what I'm looking for on gold. I will much rather take the buy than the sales, because I hate selling when it's all the way at the bottom. Like, I don't like buying. I don't like selling when it's so far down in price. Remember the terms like buy low, sell high. That's a real thing, right? So, based off of where we at though, damn, this is a whole zone right here. Like these zones on gold low-key are big as heck. But I like that buy setup a lot. So we'll be looking for that. I'm leaning more towards the buy since we haven't take out this black dot right here yet. And we hit negative 27 on for this sell fib. So it's a 23.6 and hit negative 27 already. If we extend it it still ain't even got to 23.6 yet. So definitely waiting on the buy for gold to start the week. Now, not saying it's gonna buy the whole week, but yeah, we should be looking for buys to start. So something like this, ladies and gents. I like this a lot. But of course, let me just put the note there so y'all don't prematurely buy it. Only look for buys if, keyword if, we break and retest here. Boom. Clean, clean, clean. All right. Well, that's pretty much everything, chat. Yeah, the grind challenge continues. I'm excited for this week. Hopefully we can get some progress. We sitting at like 780. Let me just double check to see. Tell y'all the exact amount we sitting at. We are sitting at $789.33. So my goal for this week is let's see if we can take this to let's just go by the 10x rule, right? Let's go by the 10x rule. And let's see if we can 10x the account. So 10x of $789 would be $7,889. Now I know that might sound crazy, but to put it in perspective, we already did $150 on Tuesday, and we did that 21K in 2 days. So it can be done, because that's when you put in perspective, 100 to 1,000 is 10x, right? So it's very possible that we can 10x the account this week. So I guess I think I'm gonna just set that as the goal. Is I want to build it to $7,889 to be exact. And then, I really want to get it to 10K. 10K would be cool. But if we get to 10K, I will give away $1,000 of the account. And then I'll give it away to one random subscriber, and y'all can do your own grind challenge with that $1,000. And then y'all would just, keep me in the loop of the progress, and, everybody will watch y'all do y'all thing, right? So that's the goal, so that I can give away that $1,000 to y'all. And then, what was I about to say? Yeah, that's the goal. And then, damn, it just slipped my mind. Hold on, let me read the comment section. Are you going to keep it till Friday? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it till Friday. So the Friday is the first, so I'm gonna trade it until Friday. So last day will be Friday when the market closes. What lot size are you using? How many positions are you taking? I don't have a set determined lot size. I risk 40 to 50% of the account on every trade. So whatever lot size that is, that's what I like to use. So if it requires a 0.50 right now, then it'll be a 0.50. If it requires a standard right now, then it requires a standard. But I can't really even use standards on gold, so not with $789. You said somebody said you taking me shopping. If you the lucky subscriber, you could take yourself shopping with $1,000. But we'll see. We'll see, chat. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. And low key out, it's like the fact that we messed up the first 2 weeks of the account, it just makes it annoying, because I really wanted to build. In my mind, I was like, all right, 1,000 to 50K in 3 weeks. That's what I was really thinking. But of course we didn't. We had a couple hiccups. So yeah. Somebody said risk it all. Shit, I have been risking it all. 40-50% is risking it all. It just only take one trade for your shit to be blown. So yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I definitely don't mind risking it all. I don't mind risking it all at all. Y'all know me. I'm, I'll full port it. I will full port the whole challenge. But the reason why I don't want to like just go so crazy is because like if I go crazy and I lose the account before like the challenge is up, then it's like damn, like I just I failed it. At least at this point, I've been climbing back to get it back to at least break even. But yeah, this week I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be super aggressive, but I'm definitely going to be risking. Well, let's just put it like this: I'm not taking none of these BS trades. Not I wouldn't even call them BS trades, but like Asian session, like these sessions, these trades that I've been taking in Asian session that been failing, like this one right here that failed, and then this one right here in Asian session that failed. I probably won't take those no more. But New York session is on and popping. Like I'm on it. But it's just the reason why it's so hard for me to do it like in New York is because I'm up literally from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. with my daughter. Like I don't go to sleep because newborns only sleep for 2 hours, like, and then they wake back up. And by the time you feed them and then change their diaper and then put them back to sleep, then it's like a whole nother hour has surpassed, and then it's like they fall asleep and they wake back up in another hour. So it's like I really don't go to sleep. So then when New York hit, I be a little tired and I be wanting to take a nap. But since I'm doing a challenge, I be like, no, I can't take a nap. But then I'll just be super tired. But Asian session come around, it's like, all right, I didn't already like woke up. I'm awake and I can see the market clearly, but it's like Asian session just ain't been providing me the moves that I be wanting to see. And every time I've been trading late Asian session on this challenge, it's been like BS trades like failing. Like this is the if you look at this in hindsight, this 90% of the time is supposed to hit TP up here. So it's like shit. I'm gonna take it every time I see it. But during Asian session, it always be like a little fake out for some reason. Not even a fake out, but it looks better than what it is. Cause this wasn't even a 20. This was a 23.6 retrace in regards to this little push, and then this one, I mean, it hit TP1. I just didn't close it because I was asleep. But it's like, all right, well, this one ended up coming back to break even, and I'm like, well, I hope I got a chance, and then it just, I thought it was gonna come back down, but it didn't. So, like, lesson learned from that last week, but I'm gonna see what I can do this week during New York session because I was just on a call with my students literally like right before this call, and I was literally yawning on the call because I ain't take my normal nap today. So guess what I'm about to do right after this call? I'm about to take my nap and then be ready for London. Well, not even London, New York session tomorrow. So, do you trade with a stop? Yeah, I trade with a stop. But sometimes when you full port an account, sometimes you don't even hit your stop loss. Sometimes you just get margined. So sometimes I get margined out the positions. Somebody said 2,500 to 3K. Yeah, that's definitely attainable. I scare myself out of trades or overthink. I definitely need to go watch that psychology videos again. 100%. Definitely, psychology is the most important thing. Somebody said I took that loss Friday on that setup as well. Yeah. Well, I didn't take a loss on gold on Friday. I actually caught the US 30 buys. That was a banger. Somebody said US 30 buys hit TP from Friday. Yeah, I updated the chat. That was a banger, bro. Like, we sat in this consolidation all morning, but then it just came here. I closed it because I'm like, it's level resistance. I didn't want the market to open or the gap down here and then to wipe away all of the profits because we was trying to get back to 1,000. But if I would have held it, we would have been well off past 1,000, like way past 1,000. You said, do I see that 1 hour divergence? Yeah, right here. It's not on 1 hour, but it's M15. Yeah, that's why I see a buy. I see a buy on gold to start the week. But other than that, though, like I talked about in a video. Um, y'all let me know how y'all feel about the updates. Like, in my Telegram chat, I usually post my YouTube videos. I usually give y'all the setups for the week on Sunday. But let me know how y'all feel about me sending the markups every day. And then if you like, for the people that's inside of the Signals chat, it was once paid. Like, it was a once paid Signals chat, but now I'm making the Signals chat free. But it's like directions to it on how to get inside the Signals chat. But after this challenge is over, I plan to open the Signals chat up to all of y'all that's on YouTube. That's like, just following everybody inside of the regular Telegram chat. I plan to open up the Signals chat for y'all as well, and I'll just make the Signals chat free. But the thing about it though, this is what I want to say about the Signals chat. Now, the Signals chat, I do understand that some people just want to make money, and that's perfectly fine. But if you are an aspiring trader that wants to become free and you want to do this full time, and you don't want to be able to rely on anybody, you don't want to respond to anybody, you don't want to, report to anybody, whatever the case may be, the Signals chat is not for you, because it will make you dependent on me. Now, of course, you can argue, well, I just want to see your setups to see if mine compare to yours. That's perfectly fine if you in the beginning stages. But once you get to your stages where like you have your strategy is down packed, you know what you know, and you know what you're supposed to be doing, it comes a time where you just gotta trust yourself. So I'm just being transparent with y'all, telling y'all that, straightforward. Like I said, they free anyway, so it ain't like I'm trying to sell you nothing. But it's like, I want y'all, everybody on here, I want y'all to learn the skill. I wouldn't teach on YouTube every Sunday if I didn't want to learn. I didn't want y'all to learn the skill. So with that being said, the signals take, like caution, not even caution, but like really evaluate where you at in your journey. Like I said, if you just want to make money from copying the trade signals or, looking at the setups, cool. If you are almost on the brink of becoming profitable, you don't need the signals. You should be the signal. And that's what I always tell my one-on-one students. Like my one-on-one students, I always tell them, like, your job is to become the signal caller, not be the one that's in the signals chat. So that being said, I'm about to go take a nap. I'll update y'all when I open up the Signals chat. Actually, I will open up the Signals chat at the end of the challenge. So August 1st is the day I will open up the Signals chat. And there will be directions on how to join the Signals chat on August 1st. And all of that, right? So just be on the lookout for that. But the main focus anyways is this week. Getting the account to 7. Let's just put it on here. The goal, the grind challenge goal this week is to get the account to $7,889. That is the goal. And I'm putting it right here so it's stamped. And hopefully we could get the 10 racks. We get the 10 racks. Honestly, look, let's put it in perspective though. Because really, if I could get the account to 7,800, I could get it to 10K. Because that's really not that big of a difference. But let's put it in perspective, right? Before I go to sleep. So, the trades that we've been taking during the challenge, as you can see, the ones that I win, double the account every time. So, it's like, all right, think about it. If I take a trade from $789, I double that to $1,400. That's one trade. $1,400 to $2,800. That's two trades. $2,800 to $5,600. That's three trades. $5,600 to $10K is 4 trades. All I need is 4 trades this week. That's on point and just on point. 4 trades. Double them each time. We at 10K. That's what it is. That's really all it is. Like simple math, right? So everything got to be on point this week, and I'm excited. Um, it's gonna be a fun week. Like I said, we got hella news, we got hella volatility coming this week. NFP this week. Most of y'all scared of NFP. I love NFP because it's like, come on, bring that volume to me. Let's get this money. You heard? You said, is my baby gonna be a trader? Yeah, I'm gonna teach her the charts when she young, and I'm gonna just make it like a game to her. So like, she like, oh, it looked like it's going up, and I'm not even gonna teach her like that. It's money behind it. Just teach it as a game, and then we'll see. Said you got this, Mike. Thank you, I appreciate that. Somebody said, well, that's crazy when you think about it. Yeah, it is crazy, but it's really just math. Like trading is just compounding the math. Like people put their own limits on themselves when they start thinking about like, oh well, I never made $100,000 in my life, so I can't fathom making $100,000 in trading. But you just put a limit on yourself. But reality is like it's just math, compound interest, right? So yeah. With that being said, let's get this money this week. The goal is to get to 7,800, but really I want to get it to 10K. So yeah, 4 banger trades this week, and let's see what the freak we can find. I'm trading gold, US 30, NASDAQ, whatever the one is the cleanest. I don't care. I'm trading it this week, and we're going to get to it. So I'll put all of my updates inside of the Telegram chat, letting y'all know every single setup, every single trade that I'm looking for. And I just got to, I don't know, it's just kind of in my heart that I feel like this is going to be a good week. But if it's not a good week, even if it's not a good week and we blow the account, oh well, y'all learned a lot from the account, right? Either way, it's going to be a great week, and hopefully y'all learn a lot. Hopefully this whole challenge has been teaching you guys a lot about trading. And yeah, so with that being said, I'll see y'all again inside the Telegram chat. Make sure you are inside the Telegram chat. If you're not inside the Telegram chat, the link is in the description. All you got to do is go to the part where it says my free Telegram chat plus my free trade checklist. Click that link, and it will give you access to the Telegram chat. And then if you want to watch the Trading Camp series, where I'll talk about like from beginner to advanced how to trade inside the market, it's completely free, literally a free course inside of the market. Hit the Trading Camp link, and then if you follow my Instagram, it's on the screen. And then if you want to use the broker that I'm using while I'm doing this challenge, the link is in the description as well. And then with that being said, I will see y'all all inside the Telegram chat. Let's get this money, and y'all have a great rest of y'all week.